Transportation Department, Mr. Duane Boady.
Mr. Halleck, Mr. Underwood, members of the school board, we would request that we revise our current purchase order. Currently, a year ago, we ordered a 70-passenger Thomas C2 bus and two 84-passenger Thomas pullers. We would like to rescind the order on the two 84s and go with three 78s instead. So you see in your packet the savings from $415,376,000. That fits our $400,000 for the year budget. We submit that for your approval.
All right, we have a recommendation to change this bus order from the administration from Mr. Boady's department. Do we have a, do discussion first? Okay. Any question? Oh, you had a question?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Miller, do you have a question?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. You gotta get ahead of me on the voting. All right, Ms. Miller makes the motion then.
We're saving money.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. King seconds. Discussion relative to this changing the bus order. Ms. Miller, do we mind saving money?
Yeah, we already met on it.
Okay.
I agree.
I thought that'd be okay. All right, all those in favor are going to vote by roll call. All those in favor? Ms. Miller?
Aye.
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 Tracy? Aye. All those opposed? None opposed. The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Boady.
Thank you very much.
All right, our next item on the agenda is Mr. Jeff Callahan, Athletics.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President and School Board. It's always a pleasure to come and speak before the board. Before I get into the middle school soccer proposal, I just want to say we've got a lot of great things going on in the extracurricular world at Bedford North Lawrence High School. They just had the musical this past weekend with The Sound of Music. I left the gym just now, and Jimmy Jones is out there with the drum line, and they're practicing for their state competition. We have clubs, carnivals coming up soon. Student council runs that. So there's just a lot of great things, and obviously in athletics with Cole Baker's success and finishing on the podium twice at the state finals in swimming, and then with our girls winning the state championship this year in girls basketball. There's just a lot of positive things going on now at Bedford North Lawrence High School, not just in athletics, but just in a lot of extracurriculars. So I just want to kind of give a shout out to and kind of let people know that there's a lot of good things going on. Now, before I turn it over to Brian Banks, he's going to come up here and talk a little bit about soccer. There comes a time when there's an opportunity with kids coming through and parents or a group of people that have a desire to see us expand opportunities for kids, and that's why we're here, and that's why we have schools, for opportunities for kids. We've had that with softball and baseball recently, and having the middle school programs. We've had it in the past with bowling at the high school, where these programs are not necessarily school funded, but they're school supported in the sense that the athletic departments help with the equipment, providing equipment or facilities. We also help get the word out to the kids and let them know that there's opportunities, again, whether it's been baseball or softball or bowling, and now we're looking to move forward with the possibility of soccer. And I've met on a couple different occasions with Mr. Banks, and he's put together a proposal that I believe that you have as far as just trying to get the soccer program for the middle school off the ground and running this fall, and now's a great time to have him come up and kind of answer any questions or talk a little bit about the middle school soccer program that we would like to see the board approve, and again, the school support, not as an extracurricular on the contract and pay scale at this time, and we may look for those down the road, but right now it would be, again, a school supported but a self-funded program. Mr. Banks?
Jeff, I have one question, if I can.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Now,
Sorry.
it runs same time football and cross country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the kids can't do both since they're not both school supported, right?
For the most part,
I mean, if they're playing football,
right.
they want to do soccer both. Football's a school sport, so they have to go do football, not the soccer, right?
We haven't really discussed, that's never come to our attention that someone wanted to do that.
Okay.
But,
Because I know when they did softball, that's how it was.
okay. One thing that we told them, that I told all the others with baseball and softball, is that school functions definitely come first, you know, because I know, you know, if there's band concerts or different things that the school has going on, that they don't miss school opportunities for non-school things.
Okay.
Thanks. Great.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and thanks for Kurt also, and I want to say thank you also to the high school coaches for being here too, Brett and Ryan, thank you very much. So, and thanks to the board for having me, appreciate it. Yes, so what I want to say then, you all have the program, I guess, from the PowerPoint there, so I probably ought to tell my wife thank you too. She prettied up the PowerPoint. I gave her just black and white slides, and this is what you get. So, what we're proposing is the North Lawrence Soccer Stars program, and the plan is to serve 7th and 8th grade boys and girls who will attend Bedford North Lawrence High School following middle school. So the program will be built upon the pillars of teamwork, leadership, goal setting, camaraderie, and physical activity. So, youth soccer is currently the largest organization in Lawrence County. We thought we set some records last year at Orbit. I'm part of that, and some of the other Orbit supporters are here. We thought we were doing big things with 497 children last year, and that's ages 4 through 18, by the way. But this year we're at 588 for the spring. So, you know, besides trying to figure out where to park everybody, we're actually having a pretty good time with it. Soccer is thriving. I mean, not only in our area, but it is in the United States as well, right? We had, the World Cup, Women's World Cup's coming up this year. The United States is hosting the World Cup. I mean, just the time is right for this. So, there's Major League Soccer going well. So I don't need to sell you guys all on this, but I will say it seems like, the time is right. So we're thrilled to help grow the soccer offerings in Lawrence County with the addition of this middle school soccer team with these teams. So both boys and girls for 7th and 8th graders. So the program will work hand in hand with the DNL men's and women's soccer programs, to create a seamless transition from middle school into high school. So, let's see here. So I will say that NLCS was one of the earliest adopters of soccer, especially in southern Indiana, being that the high school had soccer programs into their, starting in the early 90s. So, this town supported soccer for, that long, and really this is just, another step in that direction. It's a kind of continuation of what got started 30 years ago. So, I guess with that said, it's in the briefing there, but we're talking about, we will join the Southern Indiana Junior High Soccer Conference. And some of the familiar names, mostly to the south and west of here, are involved in that. But we're some more a little closer. But we're talking Bloomfield, Eastern Green, Shoals, Bar Eve, Washington. Some of those schools they're all in this conference. So we're looking to play Mitchell as well. Seymour, we've been in contact with. So even some of the Hoosier Hills. So. Essentially, just looking to fill that gap for all these kids that are playing this recreational game. We want them to be able to continue all the way for keep our high school successful and have the kind of numbers that they need to have and be playing at the highest competitive level. So, with that, I thank you for your time and be ready for any questions.
I have a question. So you said it's open for anybody at this age group in the county. Since it's not I guess it's a corporation, it's a club, but it's open for anybody in the county that's in this junior high age group. Okay. I think this is a good program to have the gap between the Orbits and the high school. I think the high school will benefit from this quite a bit.
So, again, it's a club soccer league sanctioned by, proposed to be sanctioned by the corporation. Cost that we heard was...
Yeah, I'm not asking for any money.
Okay.
So, I think
that's good.
There you go.
Robin,
It's one check.
but insurance and the coverage, when we approve this, insurance and coverage and all that, when it's on our grounds, is that all then covered by our property insurance and personal?
We're good there.
Yeah, they'd be required to carry their own, we want to contract with them to have a requirement that they maintain liability insurance and name us as an additional insured on in the agreement and on their policies.
Okay.
But we've worked that out in details. Very common.
Very common, okay. All right.
In terms of, she mentioned, how do you bring this up? Football players or soccer players, so just want to let you know, soccer is like the #1 minor sport in the world, so just make that happen.
Yeah, it would be like anything, they just choose what they wanna do, you know, cross country, football, soccer.
That's what you get to after,
Yeah.
she brought up football.
I just, on that note, I'll just add one more thing I meant to say, so, really, we looked hard at, you know, Orbit, turning the heat up a little bit on, turning their travel program on again, really heavy, and, I don't know who all has been involved in those kind of travel teams, but obviously you can, you know, there's a bank account, involved, you gotta have a lot of money involved, so this is an alternative way to, you know, get that kind of exposure and experience to other towns, you know, to teams of other towns, and we will be able to reach, you know, probably, a lot further, a lot more kids in, you know, in the county of bigger socioeconomic backgrounds this way. Now, you know, unless the school did wanna pay for everything, obviously that means we've got to do our part with the fundraising and the booster club, cause we still wanna make it to where, it's easily accessible for anybody that wants to play, and that's absolutely the goal. But yeah, we did look at other ways to help fill that pipeline, you know, to the high schools, and this, out of all the courses of action, this seemed to be, by far the best route to go.
Do you anticipate having all the coaches, getting all the coaches you're gonna need?
Yeah, I've got a lot of interest, and yeah, unless somebody wants to arm wrestle me for it, or we, you know, find somebody to come in, I'll be coaching the boys team, and we absolutely have some openings for the girls team, and assistant coaches are needed, but we've got some people in mind that we think we could twist their arms, so.
Thank you.
All right, and so this requires a motion to be approved then, Mr. Pittman?
Yes.
All right, so then we have a Mr. Callahan, do you have any other closing comments?
No.
All right. We have a recommendation then from the administration, from the athletics department, to approve the establishment of a middle school soccer program. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion, we approve it.
Scott makes the motion, Mr. King makes a motion. Do you have a second?
Second.
Ms. Miller makes a second. Any further discussion on this topic? All right, then vote by roll call. Ms. Miller?
Aye.
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 Aye?
Aye.
Tracy? Aye. Nay? Are those opposed? None? All right, then the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Callahan. Thank you, Mr. Banks.
Thank you.